My humble prostration to all realized masters. Today we contemplate on Aparokshanubhuti, verse number 14. We have been studying since many days that our real nature is supreme being, self, is different from the gross body and subtle body. Therefore, Acharya uses word evam. Evam, this word indicates previous entire thoughts. In this way, we have studied. What did you prove it? We proved by previous various thoughts, logics, experience, and common sense. And conclusion in this way, evam dehadvayat anyah atma. The self is completely different from the gross body and subtle body. Okay. This is the conclusion of previous various shlokas, verses. स्थूल सूक्ष्म लक्षणात् अन्यः भिन्नः आत्मा. Our own true nature is completely different and opposite of gross body and subtle body. Ko asau, who is that? How do we recognize? By which name we recognize it? That self is different from two bodies. Then Shankaracharya says that Purusha. We call it Purusha. What is the Purusha? Puri Shete iti Purusha. Sharir Adhishtata. Puri Shete. Pur means city. Which is city? Which city is there? Our phenomenal body is the city. What is the difference between village and the city? City is that where we'll get all facilities, all comforts, various roads are there to enter that city. Different type of functions are there in the same body, in the same way. This body is like a city. And there are 9 important gates to enter in this body. And there are innumerable many gates through which we can enter and come out also. There are various departments, vision departments, hearing departments, departments of touch, department of smell, department of taste. so many defilements. And the mind and the intellect, these are the HOD of all departments. And self is vice chancellor of this university. Upanishad says that Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi Shariram Rathame Vacha Buddhintu Saratim Vidhi Mana Pragamihi. Okay. So Purusha means not only the male or female. The word Purush does not indicate gender. The word Purusha indicates the consciousness principle which exists in the city of this body. Therefore, it is called Purusha. Okay. Purishete iti Purushaha. Okay. Then Acharya say that he dwells in the body. It means he is the substratum of this body. Sharira Adhisthata. Oh, it means, do you call it Jiva, individual being? Individual being is dwelling in the heart. Are you talking about the individual being Jiva, or are you talking about the supreme being Paramatma? Who is dwelling in the heart? Jiva or Paramatma? No, I'm not talking about the Jiva, I'm talking about the Paramatma. Ishvara iti. He is the Ishvara. He is the master of entire universe. He is the boss of entire phenomenal world. Controller of everything. He dwells behind the eyes and control the eyes. It dwells behind the ears and control the ears. It dwells behind the heart and controls the heart. It means it dwells behind the all systems of body and controls the entire systems of the body. It dwells within the earth, and while remaining within the earth, that Lord controls the entire universe. It is called Sutratma. It is called Antaryami, who dwells in and who controls entire external structure of this universe. Therefore, it is called Ishvaraha. Okay. Then, he is the only Ishvara? No, no. Tatra hetu Sarvatma iti. He is the Sarvatma also. Means he is the self of all beings. The self of all beings means the consciousness exists in me because of I perform all my activities. I am live. In me, you can see the sentiency because the sentient principle exists in me. The same sentient principle exists in you, in him, in them, in her. So he is the self of all beings. Sarvatma. Sarvatma. Tarihi Advaita Hani Syat Aha. He is a Sarvatma. Then duality will come there. Tarihi Advaita Hani Syat Aha. Suppose you tell that he is the everything. Then again he says that aha sarva rupaha iti. Whatever you see with various names and forms in this world, we recognize these are the world, these are the objects, these are the trees, mountains, rivers, human beings, buildings. These are the different types of objects with names and forms. Vedanta says that the ultimate reality manifests through various names and forms. It means the essential nature of all objects is self. Self appears in various names and forms of this world. It's very difficult to comprehend it. Scientist has been working since many years together on this point. It means matter is not matter. Actually, matter is also supreme consciousness. Nowadays, we can understand this is the consciousness and this is the matter. Matter is not the consciousness and consciousness is not the matter. But Shankaracharya says that they don't have their independent existence. Matter does not have an independent existence. It exists because of the consciousness. Consciousness itself appears in various names and forms. Sarvarupa. Again, opponent make objection. If you say that self is everything, it means evam sati vikaritvat syat. There will be the modification, there will be the change. Then Acharya gives answer, sarvatitaha iti. It appears in various names and forms. At the same time, it is beyond everything. It transcends everything. It appears in the form of the world. At the same time, it is transcends of the name and form of the world. Okay. What do you call it? Etadrusha atma ched asti tari kutaha no upalabhyate iti ah. If you say that it is available, it is dwells in our body, but we do not see it, we do not touch it, we do not smell it, do not hear about that self. How can we recognize it? Etadrusha atma ched asti tari kutaha na upalabhyate. If in this way self exists in our body, why do you not recognize it? Why do you not understand it? Ah, aham iti. Oh, my dear, we use always term I. Who is that I? Aham pratyakshah aham shabda pratyalamanatveena sarvada upalabdhi surupah ityartha. When we use term I, the word I indicates whom? It indicates myself. Pratyaksha aham pratyalamanatveena. Directly, we indicate that ultimate reality through the word I. Direct experience through word I. And sada upalabdha swarupat ityartha. It is available for 24 hours. You ask, who did it? I did it. In waking state, he say that I did it. If you ask in dream, he will say, I did it. If you ask in deep sleep state, he will say, I did it. But in deep sleep state, there is no facility to ask the question. In this way, aham, aham, aham. Then question comes again. If you say I, is it ego? Do you indicate ego? I said, I. Means you shows your body. No, Baba, I'm not talking about the ego. I am the witness of the ego. I'm different from the ego. Apakshayadi vikara shunya ahankara sakshi iti bhava. In me, there is no any modification, but I am the witness of that ego. So, aham dehadvayat anyaha atma evam aham dehadvayat anyaha purushaha evam aham dehadvayat anyaha ishvaraha evam aham dehadvayat anyaha sarvatma evam aham dehadvayat anyaha sarvarupaha evam dehadvayat anyaha aham sarvatitah evam dehadvayatitah anyaha aham evam dehadvayatitah aham avyayah. Imperishable, I am that consciousness which is exist in this body, but not the bodies, different from these two bodies. We have proved it with various logics and experiences.
It is also called as Sharir also, no? Sharir.
Sharir, yes, yes. Then opponent make objection. Okay, you are very scholar and learned and you have given many statements, logics and experiences and so many things. Then you have proved that self is different from two bodies. But I have a very fundamental question about your statement. You do not prove what you have to prove. I have objection of your teaching. You have objection about my teaching? Yes. You did not prove that what you had to prove it. Oh my Baba, you are my disciple, are you? Or are you my teacher? Don't ask this question. But I have doubt about your teaching. Then Shankaracharya did not ignore the question of the disciple, or he did not ignore the question of opponents. Okay. And we'll see very short, then we'll elaborate tomorrow. Ityatma devabhagena प्रपञ्चस्यैव सत्यता
इत्यात्मदेहभागेन प्रपञ्चस्यैव सत्यता
यथोक्ततर्कशास्त्रेण ततः किं पुरुषार्थता.
यथोक्ता तर्कशास्त्रेण ततः किं पुरुषार्थता.
Okay. Iti. Just you have put everything in this way. Deha atma deha bhagena. You divided to portion. You are separated. You are separating two portion. One is the body, another is the cell. Vibhagena. Vibhag means division. So you did division of the bodies and the self. This is the self and this is the gross body. This is subtle body. And gross body and subtle body indicates the entire world. Body representative of this entire world. It means, what did you prove it? Itya, ityatma deha bhagena. Iti atma deha bhagena. By classifying these two entities, what did you prove? Prapanchasya eva satyata. You just proved that this is the self and this is the not self. This is the consciousness and this is the matter. And again you proved that consciousness is not the matter and matter is not the consciousness. Are you agree with me? Yes, yes, I am. Then look at me. Prapanchasya eva satyata. You just proved that there are two realities. Because you decided that these are the two entities, self and not self. In self is also real and not self is also real. Atma is also permanent. And phenomenal world also permanent. Just you showed us two different entities and these two different entities are different from each other. Their characters are different from each other. Their quality is different from each other. It means you proved that duality. That Atman is also real and body is also real. So, prapanchasya eva satyata. You proved that this phenomenal world is real. So, you told about two realities. And it is duality. It is Dvaita. And all the schools of philosophy have been telling the same principle. There is a Prakriti and there is a Purusha, and both are real. Prakriti also real and Purusha also real. It means all the philosophers tell about the duality. So, prapanchasya eva satyata yatha ukta tarka shastrena. All the logicians explain the same theme, which we have proved. Tataha kim purusharthata? Then what is the great purpose you have fulfilled. All Dvaitvadin explain the Dvait. All the logicians also explains Dvait. And you yourself have been telling us self is different from the body and body is different from the self. I understand it. I appreciate your logic. I appreciate your teaching. But I do not appreciate your intention. You do not fulfill your intention. You proved duality. And you are Advaitim. You are following the theme of non-dualistic philosophy. But through your teaching, you proved that dualism. And dualism is not the means of realization. So you have to check your teaching, what actually you want to say. Yes, Baba, I will understand. I will check my all statements and I will decide whether I am explaining non-dual philosophy or dualistic philosophy. Yes, you have to prove it. What is the Purushartha? What is the great endeavors by explaining the duality? Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. These are the 4 Purusharthas. Which Purusharthas do you want to prove it through your teaching? Suppose something is there which cannot understand through our logic, through examples, that time we have to take support of Vedas or Vedanta. But you do not go in this way, then opponent says that Ityatma Deha Bhedena Dehatma Tattvam Nivaritam Idanim Deha Bhedasya Hi Asatvam Sputam Uchchade. 42 slokas. Iti, in this way, Deha Atma Bhedena, you showed the difference between bodies and the self. In between them, there is a bheda. There is a difference. There is a duality. There is a division between self and not self. Ityatma deha bhedena dehatma tattvam nivaritam. The idea that body is the self, nivaritam, negated. Dehatma tattvam nivaritam. Deha atma tattvam nivaritam. Body is not the self and self is not the body. You are teaching, it is understand body is not the self. This idea is completely understood. Deha atma tattvam nivaritam. This body, the self is not the body. This idea is completely understood. So, you separated self from the body. This idea, you proved it. But you do not prove that who is the real and who is unreal. I want to know from you. Okay. Idanim, now. Deha bhedasya hi asatvam sputam iti uchyate. Idanim, now. Okay. You showed me my mistake. I saw my mistake. I corrected my mistake. And now listen me. Now, idanim deha bhedasya. The body as the separate entity from the self. This much you understood. Yes, yes, I understood this. Now listen. He asat asatvam sputam uchyate. Now I am going to explain how does body not real? How body does not have an independent existence? Body is not real. Body is false. Body is just appearance. I will prove all these things. How will you prove? Very clearly. Sputam uchyate. I am going to explain very clearly that self is not different from the body, but also body is different from the self, and that body is completely unreal, false, appearance. But self is real, permanent, forever, unchanging, and different from the body. Okay. Yes, sir. I want to know from you, how does self is different from the body, and how body is unreal, false, ephemeral, unpermanent. I want to understand from you very clearly. Acharya say that, Sputam uchyate, Baba. I am going to explain very clearly how this body is not real. How does this body is impermanent, unreal? Asatvam sputam uchyate. I am going to explain unreality about this phenomenal world. So you understand the distinguish between body and self. And now I will going to explain falsity of the body, falsity of the entire world. Okay. Then I will listen your lecture. Otherwise, I decided to leave and go and attend my another lecture. Acharya said that, I will not leave you. You may leave me, but I will not leave you. I will hold you and I will make you liberate from the bondage of this samsara. Don't go. I am not ignoring you. I am appreciating your question. I am appreciating your intention. And see, how am I fulfilling my intention? You will see it. You will experience it. You will understand it. Is it correct? Is it really I am experiencing that you are going to prove the unreality of the entire world? Yes. Then I will not miss your class. Regularly, I will understand. I regularly I will attend your class, and I think if I understood, then I will appreciate your teaching also. Thank you. Thank you very much. You have given assurance that you are going to appreciate my teaching, that I am explaining the non-dualistic philosophy. Advaita is Jnana, Advaita Jnana. The knowledge of non-dual philosophy is the means of liberation. And I'm going to explain that non-dual philosophy from tomorrow. Yes, yes. Ityatma-deha bhedena dehatma-tattvam nivaritam idanim deha bhedasya asatvam sputam uchyate. Okay, from tomorrow, listen. Falsity of the world. Falsity of the body. Okay. See you tomorrow. Verse number 14 is the objections. And verse number 41, onward from the 41, he is going to explain or answer the objectional statement. Shankaracharya himself made objection and he himself is giving the answer. No one is there, but he is himself raised the question and he is giving the answer.